Looks like another game is adding Super Saiyan 4 Daima Goku. So what's going on with Dokkan? How's it, everybody? Celtic Link here. We are back for another Dokkan Battle video. In today's video, we are talking about the surprise reveal of the Daima Super Saiyan 4 Goku coming to Dragon Ball FighterZ. That's right, you heard me correctly. If you didn't already catch the news earlier today, Dragon Ball FighterZ is being revived. Not only are they getting a major update today, they will also be receiving Daima Super Saiyan 4 Goku in spring of 2026 for their next big, I guess, character DLC patch. It's hard to say if he's going to be coming alone or with other characters, but we know he should be coming around that time. Now, this coincides with, of course, their Masters tournament, which will be held during the Dragon Ball Games Battle Hour next year, April 18th to the 19th. So that does, sort of coincide with this spring 2026 date. And what's crazy is now at this point, it seems like essentially every single Dragon Ball game, aside from Kakarot, although I'm sure it's coming from Kakarot too, has gotten Daima Super Saiyan 4 Goku, except for Dokkan. So that begs the question, well, when the heck is it coming? So I wanted to break down a few different possibilities for you guys here of when could the possibility be for Goku. So it's been, almost 6 months since our last Daima release. We had the release of Super Saiyan 3 Mini Vegeta here on the well, actually it's been 7 months now, right? Because we're already in October. So 7 months since the release of the Daima Super Saiyan 3 Goku, right? He released in March, just before Saiyan Day of this year. Prior to that, the other two Daima units we got were during New Year's campaign, the Super Saiyan Goku Mini and the Glorio. So one thing I want to point out is both of these coincided with special campaigns, right? The New Year campaign is always kind of special, and being it's one of the few dual Dokkan Fests that isn't an LR dual Dokkan Fest, but rather two TURs, like this and Golden Week are pretty much the only two places where they do this now. So that's worthy of note, and it's worthy of note that Vegeta's release was specifically tied to the end of the anniversary, right? He was the anniversary part EX after one of the largest anniversary celebrations to date. So it seems like they want to tie these guys to some big celebration, and I think that really does mean something, and this definitely is seemingly confirmed by the producers, right? If any of you guys managed to catch Truth's tweet and or his video, he did point out that when he met with the producers, he informed them that many people are patiently waiting for Daima Super Saiyan 4 Goku to come to Dokkan, and Ken, one of the producers, points over to Omatsu and basically says, "So are we." So the way I read this is that someone from on high, either Omatsu or someone beyond him, right, at the Bandai level, is telling them, don't release this character yet until a big celebration, right? Till it's worth it, right? We can see that, FighterZ is releasing it for a big event, right, with the Dragon Ball Games Battle Hour. Well, there aren't too many big events for Dokkan that would coincide that, right? Like I doubt that we're waiting until April to release it, so I have a few suggestions here. So if we take a look at the current campaign, we already know that we're about 3 days away from the next campaign, from the second half of this campaign, right? So that means that's probably out of the question, which means the next campaign to follow this will be similar to the Dokkan Fest Lord Slug campaign, right? The next DFE TUR. And if we follow suit, that from last year, that should be around the 30th. Now, what's interesting is that Slug's celebration fell in a time where we typically don't have a part 2. In fact, what we do have is a crossover campaign, usually, right? This is when we get the Dragon Ball Heroes campaign. Now, as of last year, as of this campaign for the Universe Tree Goku, we no longer have a Dragon Ball Heroes campaign, right? Dragon Ball Heroes is done for. Now, we might still get like a mini campaign to cover the EZAs. We do have an upcoming set of EZAs for the Limit Breaker Super Saiyan 4s. And then that got me thinking, well, what if they're replacing the month of October entirely? November entirely, right? This would essentially be what is typically the thank you celebration on Global. And one thing to note, and I couldn't find the original message from the producers, but when they introduced Dokkan Fest Pity last year with the Vegeta just before Slug, they specifically mentioned the thank you celebration, which didn't exist. There was no thank you celebration last year. There was the last thank you celebration we had on Global was the Super Saiyan 4 Goku from the year prior. So this got me thinking, well, what if they revive the thank you celebration for the month of November and combine it with what's left of the heroes? Maybe not all of them. Maybe they'll just do this, and this is where they introduce Daima Super Saiyan 4 Goku. So part 1, mini Super Saiyan 4 Goku, part 2, adult. I mean, that might be kind of crazy, or it could just be part 1 is mini Super Saiyan 4 Goku, and then part 2 is the mini heroes campaign, not really returning anything new, but at least bringing the banners to easy 80s guys. That would make sense. They would fit together because there's a lot, because the two would tie together for the Giant 8 power and for the limit breakers, right? And we do know that they are going to, seeing as how they handled last year's EZAs and seeing as how Heroes is done, we know when these guys EZA, they're going to remove some of their crossover and Heroes restrictions. So could happen. And I think these guys, Bardock and Gohan, should be EZAing here as well, because I think they like this whole row here, pretty much everybody except Gold Metal Cooler and Modified Janemba should be EZAing. So right, like this could easily tie into sort of a Giant 8 power centered celebration with the mini Super Saiyan 4 Goku and EZAing these guys. Or if they want to jump in and go straight for the adult, I can see that too, right? Maybe they'll save mini Super Saiyan 4 for later and they just jump straight into adult here. It would make sense if they convert this whole month into the thank you celebration. Because otherwise, the next thing we have, right, is the December campaign, and I don't really think the December campaign would really fit that. I mean, the December campaign does have a guaranteed Carnival LR, right, based on previous years. Now that could shift after having Golden Week now have a Carnival LR. Maybe this is now a yellow coin LR, so it could be that, but typically the December month is just a standard celebration until the Christmas double rates. So it could be something like Goma for part 1, and then part 2 be Carnival LR Super Saiyan 4 Goku. I do think this one is less likely. I do think that like sort of thank you celebration deal might be more appropriate for this, right? Especially considering, again, what they're saying is like they're waiting for it. It seems like they're waiting for something big, something worthy of that. They don't want to just release them as a monthly celebration. That's kind of what December is, minus the fact that we do get a double rates banner. Otherwise, the next suggestion is, of course, New Year's. New Year's makes sense, except it's adult TUR. So I can definitely see them doing like if they decide to do New Year's, they could do mini Super Saiyan 4 Goku versus Giant 4 Goku. That would make sense as well. It would pretty much be a full year since the last major Daima celebration, because I mean we hang on since Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, and it was hard to call his celebration a major Daima celebration just because it was tacked on to the end of the anniversary. That pretty much a full year since we've gotten that, and it's I mean, we're going on. I think when was the last stage? I don't think it shows the stage, but like the last stage of the Daima Story event, I think dropped. Just before GDC. So it's been a while since they updated this, and I don't think we're getting any new things updated from it. But I think these characters still need to awaken one step further, so they could add like another story event as part of a major celebration here. So New Year's kind of makes sense, right? They didn't want to do it as part of the city celebration, so the New Year's is the next best place. Now, here's the unfortunate thing most people don't want to hear. And I heard some conversation about it, but right, if we are to take this a step further, right, like they're really waiting for it, like they're waiting for it, so they're holding back for the biggest celebration. It very much could mean on New Year's, where the next time we see Daima will be during the anniversary, right, making an anniversary. Now, I can see this definitely happening for adult Super Saiyan 4 Goku. It sucks because I know a lot of people have been waiting for it, and then at that point, we're only 2 months away from the battle hour. So it's not like we just barely missed the window here of being the last game to get it if they wait till the battle hour, but I don't think that that's the case. So I have hope that this is going to happen before anniversary. Now, I don't necessarily know that it'll be the adult version. If they do adult, I could definitely say, if it doesn't fit into anniversary, I could definitely see adult happening as a double LR, Dual Dokkan Fest for the New Year's campaign, in much the same way that they did the Superhero, Gohan, and Orange Piccolo. They could do something like that, upgrade them to LRs, or they could just straight up add a new LR here to fill in this slot, following the TUR for the Dragon Ball, or following the TUR for the Thank You celebration, right? They could convert it into an LR, or replace the Dragon Ball Heroes campaign with a yellow coin LR, and that be Super Saiyan 4 Goku. Would suck if he ends up being a yellow coin LR, but I mean, it's better that than nothing, because, yeah, I think it's better if he's an LR than he is a TUR, but at the same time, being an LR means he doesn't get to be a lead. But, I mean, we've got plenty of leads that he could fit on anyway, so it's not that big of a deal. But, or they could just, like I said, they could easily convert this to an LR situation for the Thank You celebration in November. So, it goes out here, right? We know that Battle Hour is occurring in April, and Dokkan should be getting it sometime before soon. The number one most likely scenario is probably anniversary, but I think if not anniversary, then either New Year's or the upcoming November Dokkan Fest, where it could be reworked into that celebration. One thing I do want to point out, though, is the current celebration, if you notice a lot of the things in the in-game news, all tied to the Giant Ape form, right? We have the baby Dokkan event specifically highlights his Giant Ape form. They're showing Super Saiyan 4 or Giant Ape Vegeta, the one here, and several other things. Like we specifically have a Giant form clash here, and the Seriously Serious Battles for this month focuses on Super Saiyan 4 Goku and the Giant Ape form. So it is interesting. It could be possible that maybe the part 2 bleeds into Daima somehow, and that the theme of the celebration was actually Battle of Fate and not like Corroded Body and Mind and Target Goku like we thought. But that seems unlikely. I do think, like I said, the most likely scenario is anniversary, and if not anniversary, then New Year's or the Thank You celebration slot. So, guys, that's it for the video. If you liked the video, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you have not already. And in the comments down below, let us know, when do you think Daima is coming to Dokkan? Things have been a little strange, so I'm curious.